Welcome to the September edition of Truths and Tales. I'm Yana Ogletree, and I'm joined by the Executive Director of the Kurth Memorial Animal Adoption and Services Center, Mr. Aaron Ramsey. And like always, we're going to introduce you to about 5 pets available for adoption right here at the shelter. Animals looking for that forever home, and there's always an endless supply of animals here, even though we just came off of a huge event, which was Clear the Shelter. So tell me, how successful were we in Clear the Shelter?
We had a very successful year, we adopted out 68 animals, both dogs and cats, and we have several, like 9 pending adoptions that we're still in the process of finalizing. So, very successful event. You know, this was our 3rd or 4th annual event that we've done. And we've just had a bunch of great support from our volunteers in the community. Miss Molly James is kind of the leader that really put this whole thing together. Also, part of her efforts was to raise money for our vetting fund, which allows us to treat sick and injured animals that come in, and just did a tremendous job working with local businesses and getting support from them to donate prizes. We had raffle tickets, food. Just a great turnout, and we are super excited about all the hard work that she did to help these animals.
Yeah, it's such a great event. It not only clears the shelter, so to speak, but like you said, it raises some needed funds for the animals who come in injured or pretty sick, and you do see those quite often. Unfortunately, we did clear the shelter with 60, which is great news, with 60 some odd animals. But this little guy didn't go. That's
right. This little fella was a stray that has come into our shelter.
He's crying. I don't know if you can hear that.
He definitely, just by his condition, and he's definitely an owned animal. I mean, he's really healthy coat on him, and just a real healthy weight. So we've not been able to locate his owner, so he is available for adoption, and just a sweet guy, just a perfect lap dog. I think he's a little lonely and missing his previous owners.
Oh my gosh, I know,
sure.
You can tell, and he's a little nervous. And so you said this is a terrier mix?
Rat terrier mix, some type of rat terrier mix.
And he's about 8 years old.
About 8 years old, and it's you know, we believe he's definitely an inside dog, just because of, you can tell how well taken care of, his coat and his skin.
So whoever had him took good care of him, and
that's right.
He must have just got out or something. But you know, that brings up the point, and we talk about this a lot, that if you have lost your animal, you're welcome to call and ask, say, do you have a tan and white terrier dog? But sometimes what we think of as maybe a terrier, it could be something totally different in your mind.
That's right.
So it's always important that you come to the shelter and take a look at the animals, because I have a really good friend, and she is proof. She called, I said, let's go, and we came, and sure enough, her dog was here. So if you know of anyone who's missing a dog, this little guy, maybe we can reconnect him to his home. But if not, we'd certainly like to rehome him in with somebody else.
Yeah, that's you make a great point. You know, we always tell people only you really are going to know your own animal, and we get so many in, and so many that are of the same breed are very similar in color and breed and size. Sometimes things get lost in translation over the phone. So yes, please come and look.
Okay, and this little guy does not have a name yet that we know of anyway. So if you're interested in him, you would just come in and ask for the terrier that was on our show. And he should be here at least a month, unless he's adopted sooner. But he's 8 years old, still has a lot of life left in him, good shape, and feeling the stress of the shelter, which is quite normal, but hopefully we will find him a home.
That's right. And one quick thing to add, someone will probably give him a name very shortly, I would imagine. But another way that you can see him is at www.petharbor.com. or www.petfinder.com, and he will have we call it an animal identification number, and you can pull that number off those websites, and you'll find a photo of him.
He's tired.
He is.
Or he just woke up.
But you can pull that particular number off that website and provide that to us as well, and that'll help us find him. But just like you said, just ask for you want to see the rat terrier, little rat terrier. So
okay. This is Tamirn, Tamyrn. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but Tamirn at this point doesn't care. She's getting some treats because we're trying to get her settled a little bit. She is so excited to be out of her kennel. Yes, you probably hear that crunching. She's definitely a young dog.
She is a young dog, about 10 months of age, and she is just a perfect example of why it's so important for volunteers here at our shelter and folks to come and get these animals out of the kennel, let them burn off some energy, because a dog like this, when they're young, they need the time to run and play, and she's full of life, and she's got a little choked up on the treat, but she's about 10 months of age, kind of a lab mix, and I'm going to let her off the leash here.
Yeah,
we'll just kind of let her explore the room. So she'll let's see. She very, very playful dog. So she's calmed down a little bit. But like you said, it's so important that these animals have some exercise, and a lot of times we are dependent on the volunteers to do that, because when you have so many animals, if you've ever been or volunteered with a shelter, food, clean cage, exercise, and you go down the row and then you start back over again. It's like a never-ending process. So it's hard. It's really hard just on the staff to be able to give those animals that attention that they really need. That's very, very true. We have, of course, just a very limited number of staff, and sometimes we have such a large number of animals, and every animal here, they need that opportunity to get out and socialize with people and get some exercise, and it's so important. And that's why we are so appreciative for folks that want to come up here and help us with that very thing, and to come up here and spend some time with them, get them out. We have a park here at the facility, so just to come and walk them and let them run. She's definitely, you can tell she's been in her kennel a little too long. So
yeah, she really has, and she looks like she's going to be a pretty good sized dog.
She is. She's about 10 months of age.
Legs are long.
She's got long legs. Very athletic dog. Definitely, it's going to be a dog that's going to want to get a lot of exercise, and she's still very young, so she's going to want to play and burn off all that energy. But just a very friendly, inquisitive dog. She's checking out our toys there.
She is.
But
she's gonna knock that over. She smells the used dog toys. So obviously, hello. Obviously, she would have to be altered.
That's right.
Tell us about that process, how that works with the shelter.
Okay. So every animal that's adopted from our shelter, we have them altered, so they're spayed or neutered, both cats and dogs, which with the adoption fee, so it's $60 to adopt, and that includes the spay and neuter, first round of shots, and a free wellness exam. But
what a great deal, though.
It's really good. It's actually a state law that any animal adopted from a municipal shelter is altered, which is it's an important state law because to prevent just the overwhelming volume of animals that keep reproducing, and owners that don't spay and neuter their pet. So it's one of those laws to try to help us reduce the numbers.
Absolutely, yeah, because it's just a revolving door if you don't do that. And it's great to know that most of your, or at least in our area, most of the other animal organizations that you all work with, they also subscribe to that those same policies.
That's right.
It's not obviously a law for them, but they do share that same thought process that the animal should be spayed or neutered before they are adopted out. Okay, so Tamirn, I just hope I'm saying that right, but she doesn't look like a Tamirn. I don't know what that looks like, but she's so sweet. Can you imagine just letting her out in a backyard?
She would have a blast.
And let her roam around. That would be fantastic. And, you know, it's just crazy how, you know, when you watch someone adopt an animal and they walk to the vehicle with that animal and that dog's tail is
just wagging.
It's just wagging. And it's just such a happy day for these animals to get to go home.
That's right. There's you can almost see the change in personality right when they walk out of the kennel and they walk out the door, that they know that they've won the lottery and won the jackpot and are going into a good home. So
she's very lovable. All right, so come down and take a look at Tamir. Please come and get her and take her out into the park and let her run. I think you'll just fall in love with her. I think she'll be a great companion for someone's home. This is Yoshi, and Yoshi looks to be another young dog.
Yeah, Yoshi, we aged him. He's about 6 months old, so yeah, he's still a pup. He is.
His tail's just
he's
going
crazy.
In
it. He. Our best guess on his breed is probably a lab mix with some. I see some border collie in him as well, a little bit with the longer hair, kind of longer hair. But he's very affectionate. He is. Me and Yoshi, we're good buddies. So, but he's a sweet dog. Just a stray that came into the shelter, and you know he's starting to warm up. It's well, thank you. We talk about a lot on the show in the environment, a lot of noises, a lot of unfamiliar sounds and other animals. So they get a little scared here, which is very understandable. But this fella, he's loving the attention. So
have you had him very long?
He's not been here. He's not been here very long. I think he's been here about a week. But he is, he's just a stray that came in and has a real shiny, healthy coat. So
yeah, he does. He's a little underweight.
He's a little underweight.
Okay. According to my standards, and he's probably perfect. He's in athletic shape.
Well, he is. I mean, he's not emaciated or by any means, but he's definitely he could use to put on some pounds. And a lot of times when they're in the shelter environment, of course they get a good diet, but the stress a lot of them won't gain weight while they're here because of a lot of them are just stressed. And
right.
But he's whispering in my ear right now. Is what he's doing.
Don't take me back to that kennel. So does the city have any difficulty keeping up with the demand for dog food and cat food? We have something that we budget for every year, and it is a lot of animals to feed. And fortunately, we're helped a lot by the community. People donate. We take donations for dog food, and of course we purchase dog food locally as well. But we could always use dog food. So if anybody's considering donating, it will go to a great use. So. Absolutely. And on top of that, cat litter, toys, treats. That's
right. All those different items would be put to an excellent use here, and because we use so much of that stuff every day because of the high volume animals that we have. But any pet related item, toys, treats, cat litter, cat food, puppy chow, all that stuff we use daily. So
okay. So if anybody wants to contribute, is there a certain animal, like a certain dog food they should buy, or would you pretty much take anything? We pretty much take anything. So you can drop it off at the shelter at any time, and we have kind of a drop off. A lot of people will, if it's after hours and you want to make a donation, we have a little circular covered drive area, and you're more than welcome. The public is more welcome to drop off items after hours at that spot too. So all right, so that's some good information to know, because a lot of people may not be able to adopt an animal, but they want to help.
Right,
and that is one way that you can certainly do that. Okay, so this is Yoshi, and you can find Yoshi on Pet Finder. Yoshi is falling out of your lap.
Yeah, I know.
I think Yoshi's going to be a little bit bigger than what he is. But a beautiful dog and a nice personality. I'm looking at it, he's got really pretty bright white teeth. But he's available now for adoption, but of course he'll have to be altered before you take him home, as we were saying earlier, to help control the pet population. This is Hayden, and Hayden is obviously a cur dog, or you think a mix?
Cur mix, yeah.
But yeah, what a nice dog. You see a lot of cur dogs here in East Texas. A lot of people use them for squirrel hunting. That's right. There he goes. I mean, they really... they're real hunters. They're big hunters. So he's a fairly young dog, right? Yeah,
he's about 5 to 6 months of age, so he's still a pup. He's just another stray, of course, that came into the shelter. Has a really interesting coloration on his coat, and kind of a brindle color with some orange
mixed in,
and almost looks like a tiger, kind of a tiger cat coloration, but he's trying to find a squirrel right now, I think. So.
Yeah, and some of them are just so natural at it. You can just, say, get the squirrel or whatever, and they immediately go to a tree and
that's right.
Try to start looking for the squirrel for you. But yeah, he's a nice looking dog. He obviously would need room to roam.
Yeah. Especially at that, this age, of course, they have all puppies, they have a lot of energy and they're still growing, and they need that stimulation. They need contact with people, and they need a way to get exercise. But he's really sweet-natured, very friendly fella, and makes somebody a great dog.
Okay, so this is Hayden, and you can check Hayden out on petfinder.com, or like we mentioned earlier, come by the shelter, take him out to Paul Park, or here in the meet and greet room, and visit with him. One thing we did mention earlier was that you can always bring your animal to Paul Park or to this meet and greet room to see if the animals are going to get along. So that's always a concern when you bring home a new dog and or cat, to make sure that the personalities match.
No, that's a great point. It's always best to let them meet in a neutral area or neutral ground, which outside of the home, just to kind of see how the temperaments work together. So we always encourage people to bring their pets up here, and we can assist you with that if you need help. We can we can control our animal that we have here, and we have a way to make sure they get along and it's a good fit. And but I think he's pretty much get along with anybody on his end, and he's actually already been neutered as well, so he's ready to go.
Wow, so he did belong to somebody. But one thing, you do have to be cautious when adopting out these dogs, because a lot of people use them for hog dogs, right?
That's right. We don't adopt our dogs out for that purpose. We want them to be a pet, a part of the family in the home, and not that those animals are not, but it's something we don't want to train them for. There's a certain amount of aggression and things that you have to train those animals to do. And we don't adopt them out to take part in that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so if you're interested in Hayden, don't delay. Come and check him out. Check him out online, or go to the Friends of the Kurth Animal Shelter
Facebook page.
Yep. Right.
Yep, that Facebook page. We have some great volunteers who they take wonderful photos of our animals, and you can really see their personalities in a lot of the pictures that they take, and do an excellent job. So that's a good way to kind of see what we have here too.
Absolutely. This is Hunter, and he is the last animal we're going to highlight today on our show. Another young, active young man, and he seems to be I was thinking some border collie, but you all say some spaniel?
Some pointer.
Yeah.
There definitely possibly could be some border collie in there. but he's about 6 months of age, so he's still a puppy too, and his name is Hunter. He's a real friendly fellow, very active. You can tell he just wants to play and actually be a lap dog. He's trying to jump in my lap, but really beautiful dog, nice coat, the coloration, the black and white coloration with the dots, just really handsome fellow.
Yeah, he is. His hair is very pretty, and it's very soft. It seems healthy. And he just has a great personality. He just wants to run and play. You may have to take him off that leash.
Yeah, I'll let him explore the room here. But you can tell he definitely loves attention, loves the human interaction, and but just a really good-looking dog. So
although we showed you 5 different dogs today, there are no shortages of cats here at the shelter. Maybe next month we'll feature mainly cats. Yeah. What is Cat Month coming up?
Cat Month, so we have Cat Month. We came off Cat Month in June, but
we sure did.
But we do have coming up in October, next month for October, we have Adopt a Dog Month. So where we reduce the adoption fees to $30.
Okay.
So, and that includes the spay, neuter, free round of our round of vaccinations and a free wellness checkup. But that lasts all through this upcoming October. Fall's a great time to adopt a pet, adopt an animal, adopt a dog. So yeah, it's an annual thing we do every year, and
it's always successful too.
Yeah.
You do get a lot of people coming out because, after all, I mean, how can you get shots and an animal altered for $30?
$30.
So that's the time to really come in and grab an animal and bring it home. But we don't want you to wait until October because. Unfortunately, there'll be a whole new group of animals in here by October. So good quality animals here that just need a home. They need a second chance. And we're just hoping that you will open up your heart and give these animals that opportunity. Aaron, it's been a pleasure, as always, to visit with you and see some of the animals that we have available for adoption here at the center. I think we have a tremendous success with the show getting these animals, especially those that we highlight, adopted out. I never like to ask, did these dogs from the previous show or cats get adopted out? Because you just kind of hold your breath, and it's kind of bittersweet. You come and do this show, and I don't see how you do it working here. But for me, I want to do the show because it's a community service, but at the same time, I hate seeing animals that I know that could potentially not end up in a home. So that's the challenging part of it. But if everyone would come and adopt before they shop, we could really make a dent in the pet population. So until next time, we hope that you will come and take a look at the animals here, do your part for animal welfare.
That's right. Yep. Take them home. Come adopt from us. So.
Thanks, Aaron, and we will see you next time. And we'll also have Paula on the show from time to time to talk to us about some of the animals available for adoption. Thanks for joining us.